welcome to 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM News at 10. My name is Debra Mba. We're beginning our stories from Enugu State, where residents have been advised to be responsible as regards obeying the recommended safety measures against the spread of COVID-19. The State Ministry of Health gave the advice on Wednesday in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Health, Emmanuel Obi, on the update of COVID-19 cases in Enugu. Obi explained that 66 new COVID-19 cases have been confirmed, with 126 discharged, 192 active cases, and 9 deaths recorded so far, bringing the total number of cases in the state to 327. Our Government House correspondent reports that people of the state have been advised to stay at home when it is not necessary to go out, as well as wear a face mask if they must, keep a safe distance from other people at all times, and practice good health hygiene. Now moving on to Imo State, a memorandum of understanding has been signed with Julius Berger Construction Company to construct 2 major roads in the state. Governor Hope Uzodinma at the signing ceremony on Wednesday at the Sam Mbakwe Executive Council chambers of the Government House in Owerri, the capital of the state, said this is part of its reconstruction agenda, which are reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery, adding that the roads are important for the economic survival of the people. The 2 roads connect the 3 zones of Olu, Okigwe, and Owerri, and are Owerri-Olu and Okigwe-Owerri roads. Julius Berger Regional Manager Southeast, Joan Fisher, had signed for the company, while Commissioner for Works, Ralph Umosu, signed for the state government. In Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike has announced plans to upgrade facilities in schools that have produced famous personalities and made the state famous educationally. Governor Wike made the announcement on Wednesday after inspecting the progress of rehabilitation work at the Government Comprehensive Secondary School and Enitonia High School in Borikiri town in the Port Harcourt, the capital of the state. According to him, if proper attention is given to schools located within densely populated areas, they would continue to produce renowned personalities for the benefit of the state. Wiki added that another meeting has been rescheduled with the old students of the government's comprehensive secondary school to see how to have a successful rehabilitation, as well as missionary schools taking over, like the Okrika grammar schools. The Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC members have been advised to shun bribery, corruption, and extortion, or any behavior that could ruin the image of the organization. The new Corps Sector Commander in Enugu State, Ahmed Umar, gave the advice on Wednesday during a familiarization visit to Ota Unit Command. Umar said the fact that others were doing or embarking on such acts did not mean that FRSC officers should do the same. He, however, commended the staff members for their efforts in ensuring safety and compliance with traffic rules and regulations on the roads, as well as advised them to conform to the ethics of the profession so the agency could achieve its mission of reducing road traffic crashes to the barest minimum. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says there is no plan to reopen tertiary institutions across the country yet. PTF National Coordinator Sani Ali said this in an interview with newsmen on Wednesday, noting that the force is currently concerned with measures to contain community transmission of coronavirus. Ali said reopening of tertiary institutions, bars, restaurants, and other social activities could encourage community transmission of COVID-19, but the government has taken measures to ensure that a whole year is not lost in terms of primary to secondary school transmission. Recall that the federal government had on Monday announced that only graduating students are allowed to resume schools. And latest reports say President Muhammadu Buhari has named Debo Adesina, ex-Minister of State for Defense, Ademola Sheriki, Dare Sunday among others, in a 41-man non-career and one-career ambassadors submitted to the Nation Senate for screening and confirmation on Wednesday. President of the Nigerian Senate, Ahmad Lawan, read the president's letter of request on the floor at the plenary on Wednesday. Additional was picked from Oyo State, Sheriki from Lagos, and Dare Sunday from Kogi State, among others. We'll bring you details of this story in our subsequent bulletins. Now, still on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM News at 10, we now bring you stories from the foreign scene. Kenya is said to have launched an electronic court filing system that will allow parties file cases online. Lawyers, prosecutors, and litigants will now be able to file cases and serve court papers to defendants from their homes or offices without physically visiting the court premises. Chief Justice David Maraga said the new system, which was launched on Wednesday in the nation's capital, Nairobi, is aimed at ensuring efficiency and accountability in the court system. The full launch of e-filing has faced hiccups in the past, but restrictions due to coronavirus restrictions has forced the judiciary to fully adopt it, and its rollout in the rest of the country is expected to happen in the coming weeks. Last week, open court operations in the coastal city of Mombasa were suspended after 11 staff members had tested positive for COVID-19. Still on the foreign scene, in the United Kingdom, full-time return to school in September for all pupils will now be based on keeping year groups apart in what has been described as separate bubbles. The Department for Education is expected to confirm safety plans based on reducing contact rather than social distancing. For GCSEs and A-levels, most pupils will be expected to continue with all of their intended subjects, and attendance will be compulsory with penalty fines for parents. The bubble system also means that if there are infections either in a class or year group, all the children in that group may be sent home. The safety plans will be an expansion of the protective bubble system already used in schools, in which classes or year groups are kept apart with separate starting, finishing, lunch, and break times. On the entertainment scene, a former Big Brother Niger housemate Kafi Karim has appealed to those who might know about the identity of her late brother's killers to come to her family's assistance. The reality TV star made the call in a post shared via her Instagram page on Wednesday. Her 20-year-old brother, Alexander Karim, was shot dead in June at Askew Road in Shepherd's Bush back in June by a yet-to-be-identified person after a trip to a store. Meanwhile, in a video shared via her Twitter page, the Scotland Yard Police Department said it was looking for the occupants of a white Range Rover SUV used on the night of the shooting. Finally, in the news in sport, former Super Falcons captain Desire Okpara-Nozie has opened up on concerning the stripping of the skipper's armband after the 2019 FIFA World Cup in France. The attacker, who recently quit her French side on Avant Guincap, was replaced as the female national team captain despite leading the team to the second round of the World Cup. Dream Sports Center, in an interview with the four-time winner of the African Women's Cup of Nations from her base in France, Okpara-Nozie observed the need for every player to get their financial entitlements owed by the Nigeria Football Federation. And that's the news at 10:92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Do join us again at 1 p.m. when we bring to you more updates in our news bulletins. Please help curb the spread of COVID-19 by washing your hands regularly with soap and running water, maintain physical distancing, and wear a face mask if you have a need to go out. My name is Debra Mba. Stay tuned for the Media Express with Oma the Duchess and the international DJ FX2 here on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM.
In a world of gray and boring.